He brings out the equipment and takes help from the internet to build the cage. The loner psychopath sure has something very wicked planned in his mind. Next, he steals some sedatives from the medical room. When he returns home, he injects himself with one to try and see whether it works on humans. Soon after, he falls unconscious on a bed. The following day, when he's back to normal health, Seth follows Holly home and breaks into her room. He uses the same sedative to subdue her. He then kidnaps her and puts her in a box. Next, the psychopath brings over the box to the animal center. He is noticed by security guard Nate, who asks him what's inside the box. But Seth manages to divert the guard's attention to something else as he drags the box containing Holly to the mysterious trapdoor. He then imprisons her in the cage, which he had been building in that secret room. A while later, Holly finally snaps out of the sedatives and finds herself locked inside an animal cage. She is freaked out and screams for help. She tries to escape, but only ends up breaking her nails. Since the room is in the basement and animals are continuously barking in the center, nobody can hear her. Soon after, Seth arrives there and gives her a small pot to use for the toilet. Holly is shocked to see him and begs him to let her out. Seth tells her that he's only doing this for her good and leaves her alone there. Holly spends the whole day alone. The next day, Seth checks on her and gives her some food and water. He then once again leaves her alone despite her protests. Holly adjusts to her period of captivity by talking to herself in the form of her imaginary former roommate, Claire. Later, when she uses the toiletry pot, a rat runs over to her side. Initially, she freaks out, but then she grabs the animal and kills it with her bare hand. The next time Seth visits her, Holly asks him if he will kill her. The psychopath tells her that he won't, and he continues to say that he's only imprisoning her for her betterment. Seth informs Holly that he fell in love with her the first time he saw her, and now that he finally has her, he will not let her go. When the psychopath leaves the basement, he comes across Nate, who asks him what he's doing in the basement. Seth manages to lie this time as well, telling his coworker that he was there to check on some maintenance issues. Through reading Holly's journal, Seth learns that Eric had slept with Claire. Holly angrily confronted her about it during a car ride. In a fit of rage, she continued accelerating the car until they were hit by a truck. Although injured, Claire survived, but Holly fatally stabbed her with a glass shard. Claire's death was attributed to the crash. After this incident, though, Holly had been hallucinating her and talking with her. Since then, Holly had committed a series of gruesome murders and written about them in her journal. This is why Seth has found a purpose in life by preventing Holly from hurting anyone else. The next day, he eventually confronts Holly about the murders. In response, she tells him that these are only fictional stories that aren't true. However, Seth reveals that he went to the police station to check how Claire died. He found out that it was the same way Holly had mentioned in her journal. Additionally, he reveals that he had been following her for some time and had discovered how she became a serial killer after getting her first taste of blood with Claire. It is also revealed that Holly had killed one guy by choking him and another by burning him. Seth tells Holly that she is a psychopath serial killer, and this is the reason why he had kidnapped and locked her in the cage. After saying this, Seth leaves her